Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Mark Timberlake, and I'm back with a brand new video. And today, guys, officially, the dust is settled on the regular season in college football. It's all set and done with. You know who's making a bowl game, who's not. You know who's making the conference championships and who's not. But the big thing that people are still talking about is the game. Now, if you guys didn't watch a couple days ago, about a week back maybe, I posted a video breaking down the game, Michigan-Ohio State. If you haven't watched that one yet, go watch it. But I'm going to unpack what happened in that game because there's a lot that happened in that game to unpack. I'm going to unpack it. Michigan, 20.5-point underdogs, came in and pulled out the victory. Now, let's talk about a couple issues Ohio State had. In my last video, when I broke down the game, I said, keys for Ohio State. Number one, don't turn the ball over. They did that twice. 2 picks. One inside their own 10. Number two, protect your quarterback, which they did a decent job of, but the pressure was still getting back there and influencing Will Howard's throws quite a bit. Number 3 thing I said Ohio State had to do, stop the run. They didn't really stop the run. Khalil Mullings, whole second half, whatever he wanted to run for, whatever he wanted to pick up, whatever he needed to pick up, he did. There was no stopping him. Well, last thing I said Ohio State couldn't do, absolutely could not do, sleepwalk through this game. They walked in there. In their heads, they already thought they had it won. And they sleptwalked through this game. They did. But they couldn't. That's what killed them. What I said Michigan had to do, not turn the ball over. They turned the ball over. They did. That was a problem. Almost cost them the game. Protect the quarterback. They protected Davis Warren pretty well. They did protect him pretty good. Get your running backs going. Donovan Edwards got hurt near the end of the first half. But Khalil Mullings, he got what he needed to get. He ran for as many yards as he needed to run for. And then, last thing I said Michigan needed to do was, so I said they needed to not turn the ball over, which they did, almost cost them the game. I said they needed to get their running backs going. They did. I said they needed to protect their quarterback. They protected the quarterback. And then one thing that goes without saying was create turnovers, which their defense did create turnovers. So, another thing to unpack. Michigan, no Colston Loveland, no Will Johnson, no Donovan Edwards for the second half. Still won in Columbus. Go to plant the flag. A little fight breaks out. But let me be honest here. If you don't want the team to plant the flag in the middle of your field, then how about you just win the game? That simple. Win the game. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying if you don't want the away team, your rival, to plant the flag in the middle of your field, win the game. Then you don't need to worry about it. It's that simple. Just win the game. But I don't think Ohio State got the memo there. Another thing to unpack. 2 big questions. Number 1, what is Ohio State's number? Like, what is their ranking going to be going into the CFP? And another thing, are they even going to make the CFP? I mean, that was a loss. I know it's only 2 losses, but that was a bad loss. A really bad loss. If you're Ohio State. If you're Michigan, great win. Sherrone Moore, congratulations. You did what everyone said you couldn't do. Nobody gave us a chance. I thought Michigan was going to win. That was my prediction, even though I didn't straight up come out and say it. But I did think they were going to win. Now, if you're Ohio State and you're Ryan Day right now, what are you saying right now? I mean, Ryan Day's got 2 more years left on his contract, supposedly, given they don't fire him here. But if you're Ryan Day at this point, he's not doing bad. He's like 55-10, 65-10. But the one game a year that people wanted to win, not getting it done. So if you're Ryan Day at this point, what are you saying? Are you saying, okay, because when you take the job as Ohio State coach, given you know what you signed up for, beat Michigan or people don't look at you as a good coach. That's what you sign up for when you take that job. But if you're Ryan Day at this point, how are you going to look at this? Are you going to say, okay, you know what? I'm doing good coaching. Let me go somewhere like maybe UCF. Or somewhere like maybe, I don't know, UCF. Or a school that thinks 10 wins and 2 losses, no matter who you lose 2 losses or 2, is a good season. But if you go to UCF, they think that. Cincinnati, they think that. There's a lot of schools where if you go 10-2 on the season, they're happy. There's a lot of schools that look at it like that. So if you're Ryan Day, you're saying, okay, how much more of this do I need to take? I mean, bro can't even order DoorDash with his real name on it anymore because he's afraid of what people would do. I mean, the delivery driver spitting in it, that's best case scenario. I mean, I feel like Ryan Day can't even walk around in a grocery store in Columbus right now because of what people might say or do to him. I mean, he's not winning the most important game of the season. Another thing to unpack in this game, that win for Michigan. Huge shift in the recruiting battle. Michigan has restrictions on from Tony Petitti, the Big Ten commissioner, who went to Ohio State. They can't recruit out of state for a while. But if you're beating your rival, the 4 stars, 5 stars, they're choosing between Michigan and Ohio State. They're going to commit to the school that won. They're going to commit to Michigan because Michigan won the big game. Another thing to unpack in this game. Sherrone Moore. If you're Sherrone Moore, after this game, you got to have a confidence booster going into next season. I mean, you were in rebuild mode this year. You went 7-5, and you beat Ohio State. That's huge. That's huge. Now, how many of your players are going to be back next year? I don't know. You still got Jaden Davis at quarterback. You got Bryce Underwood coming in. 2 5-star quarterbacks in the backfield that you could start either one. You could rotate. It's up to you how you do it. Dominic Zavada, the kicker from Michigan. Hopefully you can keep him for another year. He might go to the NFL. Mason Graham, most likely going to the NFL. He does have another year of eligibility if he wants it, but most likely going to the NFL. So, but next to that, you had a young team. You know, your offensive line, they're all coming back. A lot of your wide receivers, Tyler Morris, Samaj Morgan, they're all coming back. Colson Loveland has another year of eligibility if he wants it. Could go to the NFL. Donovan Edwards is gone. Khalil Mullings is gone. So you're going to need to look at your other running backs who are 3 and 4 running back this year who will come back next year. Colson Loveland maybe stay for another year if he wants it. But could go to the NFL. Will Johnson's gone. Makari Page is leaving. You're losing some, but you're also keeping some really good key pieces that are coming back. Mostly in the wide receiver position and the offensive line position, which is a big deal because honestly, your offensive line struggled this year. It's good that you're getting them back and that they're maturing and that Michigan is going to have a more mature team and most possibly area they're going to have a more experienced team. So that's something I wanted to unpack. And now unpacking this for Ohio State. If you're Ohio State as a team, where do you go from here? You know, Mecca Igbuk's gone. Jack Sawyer's gone. Will Howard's gone. Where do you go from here if you're Ohio State losing a lot of those key pieces on offense? Where do you go from here? I mean, you've got a CFP game. Most likely you have a CFP game, depending on how that loss to Michigan ends up panning out and what happens in the conference championships. But you have a CFP game. But who knows if it's going to be a game that you're going to even really have a shot in. I mean, they played terrible against Michigan. Michigan just outplayed them, outmatched them. They were outmatched physically, mentally, emotionally. I mean, your kicker missed 2 field goals, cost you 6 points. You lost by 3. You don't miss those field goals, you win the game by 3. You threw 2 interceptions. One was when you were marching down the field to score a touchdown. I mean, you don't throw a pick to Makari Page in your red zone. You potentially at least get a field goal out of that drive. If not a touchdown, you maybe. Jaden Fielding is not a great kicker. You maybe get a field goal out of that drive. But in all honesty, you were marching down the field. You probably could have got a touchdown out of that drive if you didn't throw an interception, but you did. So, if you're Ohio State, 4 losses to Michigan in a row, you're going to have guys coming in next year who are 0-3 against Michigan and guys who have never played Michigan. Where do you go from there? I mean, how do you want to stand on that? You know? Lost a lot of key pieces this year as Ohio State. You're losing a lot after the CFP's over. You're losing a lot after your season ends, after your postseason. So we potentially witnessed most likely the biggest upset in college football of the season. And that's unpacking it right there, you know? Michigan outmatched them. They outplayed them. And if you're Ryan Day, where do you go? If you're Ohio State, where do you go as a team? If you're Michigan, how do you move on as a team, you know, looking forward to the future? Sherm Moore, how do you keep going as a coach? I mean, you're looking good. This season was a success because you beat Ohio State. So basically, the big question is, the only question that we haven't answered, we've unpacked just about everything from the game. The only question we haven't answered yet is, what's next for these teams? Who knows? Michigan's looking at next season feeling pretty good. Ohio State's looking ahead, not feeling great. Tempo kind of got killed. The mood kind of got killed when Michigan beat them. Because honestly, if you're Ohio State, this is the worst Michigan team you've played in the past 4 years. I mean, this is your best chance to win. And you didn't. You got beat. So I don't know how you look at that if you're Ohio State, but hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already. We talk stuff like we do this. We do all kinds of content. We talk ball. We talk sports all the time. Literally almost every video you think about, there is a sports reference. We talk sports all the time. We do comedy all the time. We do diss tracks all the time. We got great content here. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, do that. Till next time, you guys know what to do. Rock on. Peace.